This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Bobie Ansah Captain Smart Solomon Owusu Ponto Ometie Jaso Captain Chrese free searches and another the buy no bogus ono ane ba ne ka kire nti bogus anti na ni pado na tutia NPP Afenyo say NPP nya akono bi mu nti omu nya nkwala kra university student ombeko tesco na say adin egu NPP egu Solomon Owusu do say NPP egu na wonte NPP egu Bobie Ansah say we NDC now to galamsey nya do be support but Bobie Ansah ka asem bi say I will di ku for that time Saturday na ye kana still na muda so we di we atem NPP ni NDC say ya atemridie endie enye but yenti sena no moka se NPP enya kono biu ama sisi ade egu captain se omunyai ntokwa ne eyi na mo ye na mo brand o mo ho obi ni NPP ma sisi obema NPP aya kono biu
wouldn't say me ba my first son or free years.
Okay.
Now me ye coffee na ye bon komo na me you. Na do I want to pray with just 3 years for the very first time. My Bible that him said that just answer na ya okika. 3 years no ku. Na me say that. I don't know what one could be. What's the idea here? Yen ye call. Kwabra me jaya asem na kan o ena me nya abotre na me bisa na say then no say wo pastor yen a ye wie ye form 3 no a ye timi to aba na say emu dodo sen ena bitimi ato aba ma MPP
we a practical research
yes ena me say okay wa wona for no fra 4 mama ofre we are or say bless tell your father he's doing a very good job. Now, also this one, say your father now is doing a good job. The next thing is that, bless, we are voting you.
I see.
Then I realize that. Yena parents na ye need to know and kodane party NMP. Because one, or fear, or did you pay, or that baby papa, or could do school or that trunk or so, or that job box or so. If you are not the brother, no, and yet you call secondary school that you do home for more fear, no. Say you call Palm secondary school, you did your love, you did say, it be mean. It's or the 2 year time, no. The other say you go school, and the my year not or the 4 and net the end of one. Let's just say, ye parents in the Purano, you come on a buy a ball, man, bro. It is a very practical, as now. Musaka, a real me. Now to the branding of the new patriotic party.
Yeah.
Kwabena, my main assembly punch when we cheer for there. NPP new PR or the political branding as they say I'm an open.
But say Sisubio.
Me say, party didn't say, no. Woman need PR or the political branding as it.
I didn't.
Kwabena political branding and yes, you t-shirt. Political branding and your demonstration. Political branding and your kayu. Political branding and castle bita one. What branding and the political marketing. Abaye subject now. What now? It is something that borders on perception. Now, NPP as a political party had Papa be a friend Jake Obi to be lamped. Now, or you be or ye advert coming. He actually transported his knowledge in branding a product into politics. Branded J.A. Kufuor, branded the new patriotic party, and the party won power. Now, watch this. Kwabena 2001, 2002, 2003. Minuminu inani wa Ghana ha. Na to radio so. Na wuda su kuni to send the yaw radio mu kuni. Who said? Now what you share Professor Power NDC no na akopani.
Obabre.
The professors were running away. The PhD holders were running away. The master's degree holders were running away. A do baby brand and say, if you roll into time and walk a lawyer, I am attorney general, I am not there. Not getting. Now, watch this. It took the NDC to see the need of recruiting and Kodadi into the party. The NDC thought of future branding. Now, intellectualism is a part of politics. So, the Okujetos were recruited. Omani Buames were recruited. Yamifa, Yebra Penini Kranti Ye.
Amen.
Name them, they were all recruited.
Benya Felix Ofosu Kwachino
and the others were recruited.
Otukono nom.
Aha. They say, no question a war on it say. NPP intellectual capacity is static. NDC's intellectual capacity is dynamic. Eti attractive one war NPP muna we won't see who 4 times. Anyone want that hammer in there no me won't see that the end. One this we are not a static because party not them. Into intellectual branding of the new patriotic party no. Now, in 2020 and 2024, lecturers of various universities came together campaigning Mahama Patome Buana.
Yes.
Very good. When him signal everybody, in the sectors of academia, what happened, they said, NB
Anyway, sorry. You lose in Yanakakra. I'm say, but a conversation. I'm out for any June. No, because many pabe almost by 4 or 5 from different locations. So are sending in some person contributed to this. Try say you beat me and ya Captain Smart back online. Na ene na dim komo o my inside be more de anyway captain yasiaba kafra kafra pacho to aso
who said professors lecturers of the various universities they came together campaigning for NDC signal is sending the state NPP and Lucy the intellectual branding NPP and Lucy the academic branding. It is some lawyer, a woman, nipa. You have PhD, a woman, nipa. So be a professor, this movement, no, for politics and leadership. But the NPP stuck to that. It's a more intellectual capacity, never yet static. I see. And then this is to realize that, okay, even when we're still ready, Kasama Yenekrano, a do baby, I say, yen crop, a co radio, so Echo Kasama Yeno, woman for school. It is an MPP for no year political discussion in terms of economic discussion, in terms of security discussion, and all the others. You don't hear the NDC voice. So the NDC again started out and said that we are not just coaching, we are going to brand these young guys you have brought on board. So if not for anything, Sami Demfi, make sure you complete your law education. So Sami Demfi became a lawyer who now communications officer, director, more or less, Emma political party. And see, Sami Demfi here, other political big ways, to send an Akumianum and the like, that will ready to meet TV. Unlike before, now one to the year won't say, one corner Akko school, Sami Demfi will beat them to it. What can lawyer for or better? What college bro for Sami Dempi Bekabi? What the fact a form bro for Sami Dempi Bekabi? So they realize that I don't know Yadi and Kwabana making this statement plain. And this is intellectual position is very intimidating to the NPP.
Oh, Kasa, oh, patches, eh?
The Mepesa Michel say, baby, NPP was the CN members, no, a share the Apuduru, NPP for true, and I'm catching up.
Almost was say,
Eh, Babra, Adia, a Yapan, say, Sabi. When I him qua, at the him no winning set all this year, not to prove, yes, in the mahine. Babra,
Moya.
This is what I'm saying. About the political brand that Kwabena and throw a weekend brand. But people don't know. So when a political party now will resort to and throw, you are losing your brand. That is why the very material moment now Google Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Google said, who should share a political liar and everything. What was the NPP thinking? They left it to fly. And it's still on the Google. The NPP colors in the red, white, and blue, a bear colors in the but they need to know over Chia Calano. Woman is what you will be Chia Calano.
But with the students' front, no, what happened?
Kwabena, you see, and say, students now, and what was it in your time, you're winning 80s near the
Patrick Otomfu, no, age, no.
Some students that were to say no. And now, could I be asked you an iPhone? I could be asked an Android. It's a one level of understanding, no. Not first now, you can say Rollins to buy, no, Rollins to be boom, ma, Rollins to be grandma, be, and I dare you kind of propose. Some rare you women work as some next them about blesser. Or be funny fool, no, Google. When it about what's going on, let's just say that, which I drop. The question here, I was student front and then say, from 2003, which say, na Teo Sedeno, na Yeni Pamon Pote. It is a change for no every year program, sir. One friend of Africa, yes, I will free her. Yeah, but we will free her. Here the women for. And no crown over shut up probia, which in the camera for the power campus. May a man on 1 year empty. Now we are the chapter thing. No, we are the cutter. Now, now the NPP as a political party. And let me say a big thank you to Afenyo Totobi Kwache. People don't know. The lives of Totobi Kwache and in Penitwa, a woman who said no. Yen Sha Grona say, every Form 3. It is SSS, senior secondary school. Then they started saying, no, we push it in Kakra. Many would be upon secondary school 2000. Now, they are NPP upon secondary school campus. Now, to that, and so, and now I see a shank of upon secondary school with the sisters at Hamilton. I mean, the client see, and I was so offended of what. Sorry, I'm ending. That time, the NPP thought that they were penning for. Bakwabena, political branding, what they put here, a year 10 years, if you answer account, between on it. And it's almost a political party who won't come out, a year after compare, let us attend you if you answer account. And I think that.
I think man kasano de no ade na ye omo no omo hu omo nim se obia mpe party ni bio na ewiase obia wo di 8 years etu galamsey wo so obi mfa 8 months enko galamsey no a wo ba betu no na ofuru say what is a Ghana for say yen here kasa about NDC ene galamsey a ade no a ese president Mahama ne nkrofo ekwaya ese omode mo faso e wo galamsey no ho no a onfa mo mfaso no. That is where people are angry. Amafombu enfu ye te say because say Orajo Mahama e bae ene nkono so ye na dwene say omo ebetu galamsey no ebia. I'm telling you, we don't have Ghana today. We don't have Ghana today. And yabufu afu no which me ka ho and 21st ye nyina ye ko eye demonstration ni bi. Oliver a demonstration no ye nyina ye ko bi. Nyame adma 21st September ye ginam yabufu because ekwaya Ghana for pese NDC aban we dem fa so no a omunye no. That is where the problem is. Amanfo bumfu yo Sajo Mahama etu galamsey ni bi. Unlike Akufo-Addo. Amanfo bumfu ye say Jo Mahama ewo faase bi o se ne kazi o se die bi etu galamsey ni bi te say gabi wo kire da ko. Amanfo bumfu ye say Professor Jenna no Poku vice president or involved in galamsey te say Bawumia. Amanfo buofu because we have people like Kate Jemfua Eko Ewusi Gabi Watche da kono mo a yomu din ewo various reports mu se omo etu galamsey no eye omo omo ntine nkrofo buofu but nkrofo bumfu ye say NDC etu galamsey but our anger ya bufo no eseye mu no a ye nyina obi aye din etwo baabi kom no eye say womo agya mo amamo ne nanenam ho na mo sai edidi atem womo agya mo amamo ne nanenam ho a mu didi atem ya uno nkwa. You see, look, ayana sometimes amanfo they misconstrue some of us, our opinions. Adia yemra eyemra. We agree. Chrono any adia essay on mine. Bibia anywhere ubetimi aye. Eya ube pese ube justify it makes sense. Mbamcho so ultimasia. Right? Enti se obi edin wo report mu se we otu galamsey. Nas aban so be handle no a. Why not? On a bronye issue, and last week me can say we me samra no a ye de we nkrofo no ye de bi we me no. Anya me de. So I won't sit here today and because eye abronye ntino me can say eye mra papa. I think we need to look at that law and work on it. In this maka same way one day ye benya wudini bia wajimi abodam eche Akufo-Addo obaba be famra we ade ode be yene no enya asim kuma. So we need to look at that law again. Inti hono mi position no. But when you have people womo involved in asase me say NDC ni kura no a. You see, but the point is when you are not able to crack on the NPP obey na wa party for no more deal say ebase party ni bi ehun wo galamsey no mu a. Me I will never support any NDC person in galamsey. See you na kwa never ensida na mewu. Say why could you nkwasi asem na say de wo kwa na me bobie na ma sori say NDC ni akotu galamsey en ya chi no. Ena me dem fa ho ben.
We thought it was all about free SHS. Whereas our friends were
Afenyo marking statement and admission of fact ya wakoye say baby omujira sesia no NPP no enye a school for akono. And they need to rebrand or say school for no money actually NDC. Yeah, to even get people to join the NPP is becoming a problem. It's something I mean you know in dada. But ni enim say bedru level say. Ebi mo NPP nim enim. Ebi no so aso mo nim. Ebi no so aso mo aseda so mo person be hu. Ebi so ayo ma gene say enkwasa sem no bi eka. But from who view?
God I would say no crew will say
what you tape no there?
Me tape.
Okay, so that's fine.
My main says Gipananga so Kasa is part of the problem. Afenyo no.
How?
Say unse ye kasa intellectuals a school for what more or intellectual, highly intellectual. And ya goody. It's one of the reasons why NPP be ya kono to the student population. Maybe take 2000, 99 2000 now. So that time I was a minority leader or NPP. They GH Mensa.
Yeah.
GH Mensa don't free 1996 be 2000. Now me come to say yet is a
strong figure.
Absolutely say yet is all bekasa. Na ye nyina ye copy radio na ya paper ye be making notes. So that time not the caliber. In fact 96 to 2000 NPP were plus independent almost 67 MPs.
Yeah.
Now a parliament of about 200. Now NDC overwhelming majority. But not the quality of delivery. I free MPP side ban. Ebe ma school phone nyina ebe ye o makono.
Hey, sometime SK Boafu.
SK Boafu.
JH Mensa.
Obenya na gufo do ya na mu bi. Apraku. Tomatoes.
To the
extent say not talking point. Ye kwotena on ye si ye kwa kutia apraku. Because ya kan budget awiro. Ye ntwan ma mono ndisi for mo meka huo. Apraku mu die ne ye dey. Ye kwa kuti. Na sa time no NDC ye budgeter. Within a split second, now opposition shadow for no shadow ministers now ye opposition budget. That was what we were being treated to.
Until they come up with figures. When
was the last time NDC bar be more ye budgeter opposition for ye or mo budget say no if we say so was the quality of oppositioner na MPP for ye day at the my never yes because now there was respect. Leader nan would depart in any Urako no na ope intellectual say count ye na men come the mu do near cabo near the other no and no the man be students akono kopem time can be by na Akufo-Addo problem e ho nyina no ye Akufo-Addo ana kriti obaye no was 2007 one Alan contest na koye so close no
yeah
o feel say he's threatened enti menya we dia systematically or so bia obey say on there ye kan waka no ye be sideline with every party sankofo no so na omo the intellectual base of the party and also bia sabi wa office wa ko school wa bobra we ni ye ade we kra ye tun wa cha adwuma den matwe me ho me kodi me pa ti nkakran na wanya 2008 no no start so sideline sankofo nyina to oyi omu free no the functional literacy neighbor oyi omu free no the functional literacy neighbor and no ne be ma wo mo a in the eyes of students and intellectual base no omu ni sa depth adwene no mu no e be deep party nanim
e ya bi ne fo
anakofo bi te se wuntumi na adwene wo fom sei wo de ne koye no say we are regional chairman of Ashanti region. Here, Ashanti region, you padodoa, it got the intellectual base. Ashanti region, a play host to Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Yeah.
You look at the number of secondary schools. Ashanti region, our secondary schools say, Ghana have look at the number of training colleges. You are Krokari Training College, you are Wesco, you are Afenyo, Okomampona, you are training college, you look at the nursing institutions. University of Education Winneba or campus or Oba beseko mampon api see our friend apia binka e bi so so original so depth in terms of educational equalities now we kwa yi regional chairman to your regional obi o functional illiterate what TV so no you go that chenko for e be ye dey na sa subai we aye a school for more mako school or more sua de or more aye o mako no say me regional chairman a party am do ma me regional chairman me di na chi no wono na TV so wo you go abra at the same time no na a comedy mebu no ti ubu wo abetwe mo afiru and ku for no mo ko for obi free samba or not the regional chairman ni di kura chro ending.
Oh, how?
I'm telling you, I dare I challenge Samba to come and write myself.
Oh, yeah, current.
Oh, the current regional chairman.
Oh,
not the region.
Samba's.
Bantima Samba.
On the intro,
I draw myself. My man is Sasaman. Myself. Myself. Samba to be trouble, may myself go back to the NPP.
What to be trouble myself?
Samba to be trouble myself, I'll go back to the NPP.
Oh, to only age, only mammy D, only papa D, only
functional illiterate. Na Kufuadu, open go for Buomo, say, and now and that, a sea do get here. I am correct. Was here in Quasiaphone to me. And to one more to intro, and to mean challenging based on fastener. Oh yes, I can no feaster Bobo or throw myself me go back to MPP.
Northern region. Chairman, what you throw myself abasiako.
Northeast. But Northeast about me kromo. All me say Northeast chairman, regional chairman. Or throw myself, I'll go back to the MPP. And this is a party, an intellectual party. Asem na ye kanwa send yes be egu for the way the regional chairman o me nyamba constituency o
as we nye
enti ofri wa no nya wasan so about the Rouses no abronye susua pa se oba wa wo no abronye betua convince no.
That will be very difficult.
Abronye wo de hwe no ultras system a worker na abusua pani a wo ba bi a wo ye di 11 seats among a jow. Casa by heart, sir, at any dear sir, and a party and a quick butu, or no kuta 1 seat and NDC kuta 11.
But so
now there be penny bedroom, so a yakufa do nensem na, ni newman or buy and systematically, and a one more and free say, given equal opportunity, they will never occupy any front row, no, a support to the dear to trust and bar party, and the intellectual base, no, actually one. Say any more family party.
Posse, I can say, Chairman Samba nim onim age onim ni ma me do but sabi you back cabo matro.
Me so the makata to throw myself I go back to the NPP.
And somebody just mentioned Chairman Buga.
Remember where original na Buga.
We original.
So original old Western North of Sebefim.
Really?
Okay? And Yoma omodia into honom selective functional illiteracy do drona.
Okay, maybe I want it.
And I won't say a regional executives here, I would never be national executives. And you want to be here, and it's a buga in your
now, Omar Bugatti near beat to Marwadi.
Over Bitino, some so married and also they were from Kakrabet in terms of the like a Wasuka Krebi. Also, Marian Yabreno and Coin. O marunu mkwaya sina wewe won fan so ho komna enti party na ka first pa o mudi tu o se eye won manim ade na na wo regional chairman o mo na hwe region na they can me write myself e be de na aye obi a wo kosku akono se onom party. So that is it, and they know it. Here, all the upper parliament. Now, had the quality of representation from the NPP side and even the NDC side. Almost there's so much mumai. But we will get there one day. One day, make it a topic here.
Yeah, the NDC side, fine.
So what you say? And it is Afenyo Kase and the students and your Makona. One is one of the problems because he on debate, Mr. Teofri, JH Mensa, the quality of delivery, not them. Afenyo Kojana Manadania Goody, and Numa unnecessary. Now, you may decide any more Kase, and you be an opposition party, Okumo Parliament. Opposition party, you must be strategic. And some in your mind, no strike it. Every one man, why I was a crammy, what would a cra, what wouldn't she? But a minority leader also says, see, idea. Trivialities, minus no major. And it is how quiet Saraka and school for them pay some more. You must take the first blame. Then the second blame goes to the way a man a one more officer could to me, a kimia chinchim go fonsa, normally functional illiteracy, a leading party, no, now my party, no, and then one more into me and stranger 2 or 3 statements together, and a leading party. Now I be off it. And to almost bar, here Jacob Chebelamte, the problem with him, one of my problems with him was that also Jake one go school. After class 5, one go school.
That's what I heard.
And because I go for the Kahuno Mugu party. May now be a campaign manager for Vicky Bright. Vicky Bright, no deputy chief of staff and Nakufo. One of the topmost lawyers I know.
Yeah, Mikaino.
Yes, because Kofo could poach in free UK. No, yeah, you might with Tony Blair and Obey Kruma. Oba, Satam glad the name man and in your politics. And also, person contested, oh, can't quiz out. Maybe I'm a constituency. One day, Amedata and their contest. Amedata, on also the certificate beyond a brabo. And no forgery, GIG for course be sending the certificate. And a party now setting up committee, a film from say, I didn't fake into based on that, you disqualify Amedata. A koto Jake and Sata Jake and a national chairman. As I was on one go school that it's not on it, you're going to go school that last Saturday. So, it's really cool. Yeah, but me, I got to Kufadu anymore. So, though, that day I was there, me, Vicky, and Nana Kufadu. Now, what catching my me say, and the party for one is on your no one ever gone. And I'm saying, hey, now we are a president, Grand House also all for Bonisi. And that day, you free meeting, I said, be a no baby, be a friend, say, Papa, be a president. Kajuko, you. No wonder say Samuel money a day a basso. So they know it a systematic idea of one a yenegu. Nasadia no and ye is so befixio. And ye because mama tax or more movie say and common send for time money to me as someone sano. Now how do you go and displace them? And a BB any other macho. What do you move your BBR? And you probably don't know. I am more macho. Yeah. But macho and your accountant. Say yeah, Buba Bana say come to about how huge your sizes and a better figure I'll be ya. Because I brought you didn't paper so. What do you matter about it? You throw him out, say the crosser in the grow with him. And that is how we have become. But and yeah, I deal with Magana for you here because very soon your political party in Bakona. It is NPP Gua and Mananyamoya. There will be another party.
Obi sending a message, intellectuals in your Afranto.
I don't know. Say, yeah, what the direct power party on? I about intellectuals in your way. Because you see, Obian who boon who officer, Okuta brain power. I'm now no big out to blow. I didn't know, say, Cassa, you're about radio, so see him to blow. Okawasema, I must have superior argument to convince the masses. Now, okay, Richard Aheba, who is the communication director of NPP here? Richard Aheba. A whole communication director, I mean, a TV show. And I make us NPP. I feel almost flag bearership, no, almost 4.6 million. Or don't you have a ah, what do you make that? I get it one. Only last 2 weeks, as I say, Richard Aheba, message communication director. What are you talking about? What? Onim. And then you don't go. So I brand your friend this by NPP, I Mohammed. One also the major prime. What's ignorant. That you see, these are the characters you have in the party. They wake up and go and communicate anything by heart. They only need information. There are some parties who are true. 1 year research, post election, where who idea a ma information a day a buy. And then most of you be a cabacas or your penny or party. Or no, because I want this occasion reporting. So, just because they are afraid. So, and go for clean up a Libya, they will begin to question some of them. And yeah, so me for the Omba can say, Munyan said, they are Omdi Ombeko. But to be more intellectual, what the document man already and beso betia say busa ho question. Now they are not ready for that. It's answer omo ankasa na edi animu no. They don't have such capacity to respond to issues. Tianye yemfa yemare nye bugafo ya. Enti be bia dure de kwabra gise nyame bem. But enye wanwa omo ni CPP na hyase enye de omo no be wie pepepe sa. Isa le beye. NPP ni CPP.
Maybe I'll come back. Sasa Kwabna says, do you think a party that has Abronya as a regional chairman of Bron who attract students from Sunyani Polytechnic, Catholic University, and UNEL Sunyani campus? Never. Talking about the Metro Men, as MPFM organized work with the stars, the Blue Army represented with their T-shirts. Dinah Baka is here. All right. So Francis say, or Adam Ford lecture be UDS. Now or your patron for MPP. Say waba NDC. Would Jesus comparing Abronya to Kojo Nyameche Mafo is like comparing goat meat to rat meat. Fabebia. Dinah says real talk. Frank Agbadami. Ye page is okay. Thank you, Frank. Emmanuel Bini also is here. Francis Ellenham says all tactics politics. But now it's about data, facts, checks, and figures. So when you be forget it. Okay, so Abdul Mustafa says, Solo never disappoint with your womb. Or say we should do a head count between NDC and NPP, from national executives to regional, and in parliament. And you can identify the quality and then the chaff.
Yeah. But I mean, no. And said Uncle yes about Bakudi and your crowd. Bakudi NPP and your crowd.
Team.
And you see, regional, you can't say a regional executive. And yasam kitwao.
Nanka Banasna.
Abanasna. She said, won't to me, all but first time, one will be Tino. Kwamprempe.
Yeah, lawyer Kwamprempe.
Deputy Attorney General.
Yeah. Hey.
Anna Kufuadu Koshe won't to HBT. You.
Hey. What's what can say more?
The second time, one will be Tino. So quality na ne woman nyina no ne amana ba be show oba oni policy bia wansa o year and also be gina radio so no akotu charo kota kata say o kan ji wishu so ka di wonti ase as a regional chairman party ni si una so no oni plan bia
and now oba national chairman
cha ayefo because the same code no album ne nye almost give me enti say omo de ba omi abasa ka say ken for ni say Omenya 15%, but Omia be winning emphatically because the point is that Omi will. And also that you could come to
yeah.
To move you more. Also on it, Baumia a campaign.
Yeah.
And the one I bet you have a contest, Abra, Baumia winning. I don't know because of your campaign, say wound to me. Regional chairman only neutral. To also have a winning national chairman. Now, national chairman, one ni part of the baby wound to me, or no, you're born to do so what say, yes, I say, you're born to do so what a exam guarantee sika won yan go try ya ka se e mebulu kra na wo party ni mu a na ni adwuma ya yakoto cars nkete se ka mo fanye uber na waje akoshe the office ono be twa ba be koshe the office ono be twa ba be convince ni pan
even maslock
and na me kai cars nkete tete du frupe eti eno no enconvince obi eti ka ono no the constituency I say wo mo ye grassroots form for na say obi wa onko school da ko disappoint omo e die no betumi aka dia convince obi a wo so say bi wa ko school a obusa no question wo nya no yi papa bia emfiri no enti ye major challenge.
Paul shall say, Bobby, even at a Futu constituency, the chairman of MPP, old mean Trony Dean. His name is Kofi Kwayera. And so, the pension in Samoa on one the other pharmacy. Kwabena
mama regional for so mun drink from Modina constituency there. Region in any port that I don't drink from myself. Now constituency where do you try on one? Abra na sa die nentisa o. We are where see start MPP. From the 90s coming on, obi a polling station executive crown won't be crown or a people's teacher. Now your selflessness. And your own to me church a friend say party ninsemu. using the constitution, using the party's programs and policies.
And they are even now saying, say, Abronya, the next Yuku boss.
Say, can you make your mother under 50 years or more? Obey to me because I have. And I read physical for the time or appointed will be an Obonza way, yes, Terry Addison. Revi. Terry Addison, no, a staffer. On the Juma, no, dear, tell money trying to say, ye, but a bane ko bonsa we yes ya o he kuma su woman
young girl Teresa de Sakola
yeah all the bonsa ni pianka
no appointment
staffer presidential staffer Teresa meaning Teresa na pese say we be so no go nya appointment bia opposition boy obonsa to me the staffer no
meaning Teresa because me what Hello FM no be nantenant
yes lawyer staffer obonsa Amekufado
the presidential staffer
yes yes obonsa
your mama me
what you okay kabana we can be another my year we come nyina Ghana be bia what two committee ni ade or regular correspondent ye bonsa
o check ye
be so ogini nya kwa no ade mo abusa mo so famie sika emu edwuma no die no staffer
young girl tete
I do all that I am
meaning no way back
yeah we staffer no oji aketie from manu so obonza so abronya catch so that you person you ko bossa enya wan because you train obi an obonza eje abronya wan vanya we no nya ade ame the two of the matters the party negu
to bring people to Tescom. And he emphatically mentioned that now the NDC thing looks more attractive, more appealing
than Tescom.
Captain Smart Fraser one lecturer from Legon, Dr. Obedeso Fraser. So then it gives me that idea that a very huge conversation. Because also can say we almost say it's good Sagani being a formidable opposition and you'll be keeping the government on its toes, and that is why people are worried about the current situation or status of NPP. Pacho.
Nana, I mean, me black penny and the production team for now for you now. So, chairman, or him, I'm a scarce, no man, a quabba. So I make him, I'm a scar. Last year, I make say. Ye di tu wa ye adwuma man di si na ni se aba power nti ndi si ba power to ka be cheme fiti asana simple Toyota e chiri na me revise na me ni lezos
say de odi ani ade pa
yes and I'm here in lezos
say de o
when mama iska me pa cho me car no my ye da fa me car bre
remember ope de 3 times and also 4 times
me pe RX 350
latest
2025 model.
Meaning, no, Nanti, when you test you, I Reverend Jonathan Ewo Kolibu, also Chiamuna, Oti, and also Chiamo. All right, Reverend, and yes, your chow. Some
of us and about NPP, so I name my main about what they come a good board.
Yeah, last
yes. And me jam wa kokai news nti. Say and 5 million Ghana cedis no dia koma Nimus and 5 brand new pickups e dey ma omo. So mo fa nko ye adwuma. Na Nimus for na smart me catch omo say mo the way President Mahama, the sector minister Honorable Emmanuel Amakufibua, the good board, the Minister of Finance, omo nyina do mo support e boa mo no. And yes, say because mo ho ofe and I say bi o mu nkwa na mo ye Ghana for nemu me adwuma sumbi ana mo de hyemonsa ti sa ho keka na ba na de support mo no mo so mo fa sa ho keka no an make sure say mo be end galamsey na no na bo okujita black akase me say Dr. Omane Boama was going to end galamsey ana blueprinting down or the ekro eye no kre Dr. Omane Boama no bi di nkomo ka say send this year by entimi am fight galamsey by the end of this year, which is December, and Nyama ebeha NDC. And indeed, now President Mahama media engagement no questions about you no, but Ghana force seems not satisfied with the response a buyer in the fight against galamsey, not because President Mahama was not on top of issues, but because Ghanaians seem say they haven't seen much in the fight against galamsey. Now, my more Dr. Louisa Hanabisu and so a mineral fund, development fund. Mami, I share Jumasi or Babesiet Michi excavators, over 20 of them. But my Missa Paris, me more Kodria Boadi Chas Makati Abaso. And Mr. Hayani Betrana Kodjoni Chas Makati, so good Dr. Louisa Hanabisu. I was fighting them. But none of me that Kwajuni but Makati Akase, they didn't know.
Okay.
And he was misfired.
Yeah, that's okay.
Obaba said to me, yes, sir, Jumano. When him say one of the communities are Dr. Louisa Anabisu quite a cost of pay galamsey. That community no. Or much metum galamsey no ma Afenyo or dying. Yet me taller than near to galamsey. Or my year ma Dr. Louisa Anabisu. Every bush and no better na condition muno. Nano abayo a 7-year-old girl or koto piti mo. Enti said Dr. Louisa Anabisu etenkra ha. Say or administrator edema mineral development fund. They kwa come social amenity de corporate development ekusi schools. Na obeko na abofra no okusi school na mana tena mu na abofra na wa. Na so fast one say. Enti doc metro say resume.
And we are national organizer. Yensrewo, Yenfra,
and I is a P minister. Nina fan say no munim. And no mahu. But I dear Bakwa Mamena say, Unim say, Dr. Louisa Anabisu AJ position nipa no hoda dano. Your friend Dr. Norris Kweku Hammer. He say, Kwa, or more office, no self no labonia. They say, Omoko a year rich.
Okay.
Or more office and already hand, a walk labonian. Office kit to be so called a month. Na omutia $10,000 NPP are buying a signed rent agreement a 14 years. I will match 2 years. I got 12 years.
So, your interview,
yes. Or buy and omukotam $10,000. They call bribe no. So, or more the man akwaba. I know this kind of come menu kasi you go for your home. Office na say Dr. Louisa Anabisu Makwajeno. And he say we any times 3. Out here saying $6,000 a month.
Teachers and Cafon on Comedy are wassom soon.
Na sada no mo rent here no are 10. Only pay any dia. Man pay niku for.
So can
niku for office.
Name boss and office.
Enti nyese onambusha wo save wasa save sika kese. Ghana I want rented 14 years. 14 years. One rented 14 years.
Chama.
Ye tia di. Enti me mo mabaso na mo am fight no so mo fight na enimse galamsey ne de na yankunim de banana. Nanka ewiase ye say extra there for abo achechede. Yanko ntobi. Because me man ka say adifo ne asofo a nyankopon afrem am wotumi am hyem kom am ka bam ko bia amfa ne yefuru nto no hyem kom. Ni make sure say nka by the time be 2028 no na NPP egu. I will say a prayer point, prayer topic. The ma obi bia also do Ghana because also do Ghana na pe Ghana here. I didn't think also bompa say political party called NPP. Enye because Ghana ye problem ye one. From Kwame Nkrumah Pennsylvania, Ghana has only one problem, and that problem is called NPP. Yes, so Mudi necessary from UGCC to UP to Y community to NPP. Now so. I was see a magana fu hu di enti MPP gu ni di enti MPP begu to china se MPP gu a no more hu di enti MPP egu nana MPP fapem eye enada atro ene krono the seat lies and a looting MPP loot Ghana na omo edia yeye enti MPP will be in opposition for 8 years. MPP will still be controlling the economy. Their financiers will still be having money. Obakanya, Omampeni kufo beye Omampeni. What share state enterprises are making money. And I was starving funds. Deliberately, I don't collapse no. And you say, or said that collapse in Wikino, and no more to ma private individuals. Private individuals from the moment, NPP financiers. O man penny ko for by na STC adwuma. Ogu no STC gu ye no a ne hu VIP, ye hu we, and ye hu ni nyina. Sa bus owners ni nyina ye NPP financiers. Enti sika nanka STC estate owned be making na those money no go through NPP financiers, so NDC will be in power but NPP will be managing the transport sector, making money to support them. Ghana Airways was doing fantastically well. Amampeni kufo ba ye oso asisadi ye hu ye ne aton ebesina me no kase Ghana Airways ini. Enti that is what they do. Omushe baby a state institutions are making profit. Anything a kufu ad buy no where Omampeni kufu na oshase with Ghana Water Company. And okofo adwumako friend Aquavitins. So on be manage for 8 good years. Aquavitins be manage the Ghana Water Company sika. Even expansion growing my expand. Ye dey think ha enka ha kra na ye nyansu and e kofa akofo gallon de buy. Capital mpo ensio pipe kra unya bi and a gallon ye de 2 ne di kofo gallon. Professor Mans buy one privatizing Ghana Water Company straight to pon and no increase the capacity. Emma for the first time in the history of Ghana man for tia denta enya pipe nsio East Lego on fonya pipe nsio asarebo twenya pipe nsio atamas one privatizing no Mahama inherit dum so one privatizing ECG but Mahama fixi dum so asa no free power Akufo-Addo buyer also privatizing ECG aye PDS the same blueprint. Enti nya Ghana for na me ani eden a enkene ECG no eye Akufo-Addo ni NPP4 na manage na can you imagine say ECG a every month wotimedigi sika over 10 billion Ghana cedis as revenue. Na say NPP to opposition na ono no wa cash cow ECG every month owu 10 billion obey the power. So NPP ne fapem baako eye loot they feed on Ghana. They also be tro and now that is NPP. Now adi NPP realize and say social media no be catch us am Ghana na say a political party we say what benefit power social media ye NDC. You don't need to use social media to even campaign for NDC. Would the the social media alone are preventing NPP from excessive lies because they would try social media no expose you. You don't even need NDC communicator to expose, but a man for no ankasa share before 2000 election. Sabrina social media ni ho Ghana for ni media koso. NPP 40 deceit, create artificial insecurity. O Ghana ye din. Omano Rollins o kum krofo ye see obi di Dr. Ebekri. Se sa na efre no. Because I be social media betimi dia hu. Na omu use the then traditional media kakra no. Eya so Dr. Ebekri on na ye nyankama de man Rollins into okum krofo. In order to make Ghana phone believe the MPP canintino. MPP 2000 before 2000 election and Akufo omutimi ko Togo ekwose dead bodies from morgue na omu de egu haze ambulance mu anajo no omu de apeti Accra anopa no omu de omu centrofo akogina ho sankrofo ya eso omawu so a ebesi nne yenya Ghana ni bia oka say na busuani awu ama wo hwehwe asamu ye ko hu ye oh eya busua we de hye anase na busuani awu ama ye de na kwa kwahye mo tire so ko ni di hye be tie no a okoi na body ni no ho ebesi na ye hu. That's Kufuor and NPP. They created it and make it look real for ordinary Ghanaian to believe say Rollins ni NDC for na kumuma omo I don't body buy ni na so ye ma yenso enim se Ghana de will be bia utachi oba sensitive gender wo no saka enti emamum ne target ye said the man go say eh na emamum ne ekumwe already no man can to Ghana for team say Kwame Nkrumah ekwo je bosom bi ese friend kanka nyame na sa kanka nyame no or dia pinfo moja and ye nyankamade just to incite women against Kwame Nkrumah and the same thing NPP and the Rollins create in Ghana for believed it that to aba edema NPP obae be mesi up se bibia no de koye Ekufuado 2016 went back to the same blueprint Detroit media me ba second Mahama so the a year 4 years is 200 secondary school maybe the 2 years maybe the 1.5 years ebesi 350 Messi district hospital be district be any hospital be Messi region be any hospital be Messi kanina enfa na fi the Chelsea market yes market created another artificial insecurity she market I feel credit neighbors as a national security for kwade ba juan omoye
how rough
obeda weekend na ejada market we mo omo shia yenya to aba NPP winning 2016 election market and she bio se market shia any adwadifo no omo market wo no mo se bi electrical fault ana obi jana trigger na ahye no metimi hu but under NDC ana eja hyehye no eja ni nyina na ehia na dwahomache from 2 a.m. obi adare na eja na tum ebe kwa na ahyegyerebe ni nyina ye NPP's creation then to maintain themselves on us to retain themselves on us 2020 what did they do some NDC is in opposition and what mean kodi bone and fanche NDC yet NPP finding ways to create artificial insecurity so that they will suppress votarians another NDC stronghold yet here I say a police for car was ogakope Western Togoland for akwaje car no aje a police for official car aje omo weapons a blockade highway no see amaka bi na somebody free kiti wow the next day the soldier for car ma a police for car ma ye do ma petit voter region na enough Ekufuado MPP make sure say STC no a kufuo begu no a Mahama be revive ye no STC bus makmako 5 AC bus terminal ewo hu omukotwa aja tumo hye no ni nyina to create artificial insecurity and the soldier for kogu ho and the intention was to suppress votes because a soldier for no they were intimidating them crofo and to be pie kra no osro na no aya ena host na doye the former MPP member ono aya no tan no kada no asem this is what MPP do to wrestle political power from their political opponent, not to do anything good, but to come and rob. Now, Oman the drama. Have you asked yourself, say, how many pro-NDC radio station or media? And from 2000, embassy 2020, Etimia survive a Washanti region. So what could be a radio station or Kumasi? Oh, dear, no, would do radio station in Kanokre? Would you expose MPP? How many radio stations? Prior to 2016, almost say radio station B. No, not only frequency near 100.1, something like that.
Oh, Kumasi.
2016, Branham Kumasi kwa yeju mano. Almost radio station B sir.
Oh my FM
sir. Station no.
Oh my FM.
Me say they were not able to equal show say ahani office wo. And to where ahani be huyen.
Right, Zuriana.
And yes, Zuria, they saw
Zuria say
station, I'm saying, survive after election, I'm saying, Sakoy. O man in such a way say, O my hypnotize or mooncroft for mu base a yet Ashantis, base pano. And Yama mechano cre. And so we are presenter. Nasa Uba, Nabaya, your life is in danger. 2016 Moko Ashanti region. How was your security? 2016 mo concern paka our Ashanti region na mo security the same That is what they are keeping and crofone. But the Yanko Roma social media and buy no. Afenyo, we are traditional media. Men try kasa wo ka wasem e fa na wo. And we are traditional media na wo ka wasem na wo di tra. Social media obi ebe review wasem a wo ka ye no. E trobe wo bi obi ni na de pi amobi ho. Enne kura ese na ni bia ba afedie obi a ka no kura Asante region no. Eno kwa eye pro NPP stations na and some objective presenters and show hosts. As afedie we need to reason. Afedie was say pre adie edeba NPP edebra Asante region eye Asanteman. Senye Asanteman a NPP amomani magu ase to the extent say now I was say otumfo take kokoso. Wono no kwa sika e mo de akwa renovate hospital ya abandia ene Kumasi Kurufefe Garden City ene wonam Kumasi baby a potholes amamu se krona nimu gu ase a en concentration for kwa Asante ready they were not even ready to even expose MPP say yeto abama mo nanso mompe enti adia en favor MPP ne eyetro na se de ka na say wo do pa ko wram na ekoto amna na kantangum na kataso na brefie obeba na bedu ene Nyankopon ada ma social media e de nokraba me AUCC wana na no school me twen November me koye graduation before I be no somewhere I think 2020 SRC elections uko AUCC about 70-80% student no NDC inclined.
I see. Right now.
I'm telling you, the NPP and say in power SRC elections omo dia soldier for national security ekutwa ACC honum intimidating for reggae election. Omo wie no and the school yes say they call electronic voting. Tiempa ballot box but one no aba be electronic voting. Nipa or contesting a year 2021 now of free NDC a year a team Ernest he won huge margin 2022 and he appointed me as electoral commissioner vendor no mokofa no man be organize election electronically the same vendor Ansah Solo another a year candidate or no representing your union also a NDC Tescon prosper also winning with huge margin 2023 yes I reappointed me as electoral commissioner the same vendor transparent you cannot rake nipa obey ni ye no also from NDC 10 ana pa also winning ye me come to say ne organize any SRC election e wo AUCC na say ye electronic will be antimi kofa ballot box there's no way MPP can win and sana ko schools awodo no mu a sa pepe netie NDC no enate nya attractive o NDC na attractive but just that sometimes some people cannot be objective to do away with their tribal sentiment and their political tribal reasoning into politics. Opa here I say one and can say we are no car the recruitment of a recruit you to buy you to be or doing NDC no joining genuinely somebody like Sami Jamfi so we a Ghana ni now so the your objective open no cray oh you need the obedience on no cray now pa there's no way you fall for NPP instead of NDC Sami Jamfi akaniba on ya wona teteno a free bono a Kumasi no ti no ku school or trade the entire ema ono no no ko jom NDC a he realized say what the story pair he realized say there were lies and some can no cray no na dey the cry na the mudi trosa pa no falling for NDC and look at the young men Broja Jamfi, Erika J, Nuridimo, and Asafo Jemo, Omunina, Oba Omwa. You see, say genuinely, they joined the NDC. But Ghanaians are beginning to realize, first, an open political tradition in Ghana that gives opportunity to the youth to lead a NPP, a NDC, and no political party again. Okwa NPP moi. Akufo-Addo's appointee, Farmer Bulunbra Nyankan Redo. Nyanfanko NDC mu. Professor Mess was the first to give a Maburu to say on Abu Kujota Blakwa Felix, Dr. Edomanebo Mamo deputy ministerial appointment. Kona kofa mampeni kufo, ebe yo mampeni. Enkwa kurafo kuma na tobedo. Ya osafu mafu. Hakmano uso adimai. Mention their names. Enkwa kurafo kwa. Professor Mills baye. Professor Mills appointees of Fawomu. Emepunu kwa. They thought say NDC na omu joki. And now kofa President Mahama Mamuya. Emepunu kwa na ebu omei. Because omu adi efe. Adi efe. One person obey kwa na odene ka papa faso. One person obey juma pa na wanya yiye no so timi ahwe no na busia. Enti NPP die. Ma obi entu omufo. Omonko ne sa etro no omonko so ani. Ba omi agina platforms no kana sem now faster keep ba omi a ba 90% lies. Na podcast now faster kia lies. NPP communicators cast now faster kia lies. John Dramani Mahama for 8 years in opposition, there was no statement Mahama made. Faster kia bet you said the Mahama can a throw. And the NPP, that is their nature. They will continue to lie, they continue to deceive, and when they get opportunity, they won't use the opportunity to do anything, they use the opportunity to loot. Na Ghana for ba behu and the social media na mana ba. Na no Ashanti region they see Ashanti regional minister. Was sadom say communal labor and no mako siwa hospital. Akufo-Addo so akọ commission hospital a yesi ensi ye. I like to cry and chinko ye install bibia ho Akufo-Addo so commission e wo fu ama na no ye o makwa akodo eyi ho no menti se wote asante mam na so pe ade akokotoko se de ka se de opera ade akwa asante kotoko enye na bro na apere ade akwa. Would you choose NPP over NDC? Reality check and a day ban but o monko ne sa se de Akufo-Addo ka ye nti obi a ye be ko so sa
according to Afenyo marking.
Oda mamentia omechia onto ni etiefu asam corona
Dada
from majority maintenance over my dead body yeni majority yenye minority ta sisi ya can't unattractive to the party. Na Afenyo markings eka omwa NPP.
Ni marking and markings.
Ningi na the same.
Anyway.
The pronunciations.
Yeah, okay.
Afenyo markings eka omwa NPP. Unattractive to Ghanaians, not only.
Why? I mean, like I said, Solo said that, and you're also saying same.
The posture na Afenyo markings edidi majority leader no and now odida majority leader seat no. Is it the same thing abra or say Mensa? Is it the same thing?
But Afenyo marking is better than Osechi Mensa.
Meka Afenyo markings obia by posture braggarts by posture.
That one is true.
Obia onimchen Ghana ni bia. We're not talking about Obia or corrupt. We're talking about Obia ontimi leader da. But because Akufo-Addo suban boninti odi Afenyo markings pami Osechi Mensa. The same way Akufo-Addo pami Afoku Same crap Kobna Japan mu the same attitudes Afenyo markings audit parliament. Afenyo markings
Nemnyanko MP or much experience than Afenyo Markins. What's in Kasa? Or see the center cannot hold in parliament. The center,
that's Patrick Boma.
Patrick Boma. So there is that need for sober reflection. Afenyo Markins, the word sober, no, and you know, the arrogance posture, that posture now, Afenyo Markins exhibit during veterans, no, and Ukrama, Mamono, Eddie no, who ya papa,
youth, no,
the youth, no, Eddie, Afenyo Markins, who ya papa. Now we tie a month for follow the veteran, no. Ubia kasa na afa na ada na Afenyo Markins opa kire se onim che ubia na dia no kire. What is this? What is, I mean, interjections ni nia kaka hu nyina no. Afenyo Markins, no wonder the Nana Akufo-Addo na titi no. I'm not surprised. Na the omuma NPP eko opposition. Ghana ni biya ni momo a omuma NPP ko opposition. Ghana ni biya enim. 1 Akufo-Addo. Number 1. 2 Boka Hon Gabi Ochirdaku. 3 Keroforiata. 4 Bomti. 5 Afenyo Markins. 6 Miami offer. What do you say? I'm talking about more influential, and you have even executives of the party.
Yeah.
Let's have executives of the party.
Yeah.
Uba executives no so. Number 1 is Samuel Oku. Those days. Samuel Oku is number 1 Oma MPP eco opposition, but nobody knows because you're smart. To say Paposhito. Johnny some a friend saying Nanabi, so that ye didn't nyina be so Nanabi. Ufri Nanabi, Ufri Samuel Kwa, who call Nanabi so. Nani nyina no, ubisa ho. Nienti ana boni ben no mudi ya. Ubeka che say didija. Greed. Nama NDs MPP ko opposition. Greed. Ni nyina no. Na commander yeti hoyi. Sika se na obetimi di. Eduane se na obetimi di. Ebre a obrema NDC. Say ye di o mai Ghana nyina so wa obetimi.
No way.
Wantini. Na unko na bre ma MPP NDC.
Obi su ye bi.
Nti je efata atano, efata kwami. What do you say? Na mu edi party no to say efie duane a enua ema mu fie nkoa say mu nkodidi, mu mi kura mu fa bi hihia, mu nya komodi mo na mu sa bedi, mu nkoa na we nya me boy. Ewe ase. Ana mu nkoa na muto aba MPP che obia. So you need that sober reflection. That is what Patrick Boma is talking about. That's impunitive nature of Nana Akufo-Addo. Edibu Ghana minor. And no pay it taking more than 80%. Losing, making NPP to lose.
But to lose is one thing, and to become unattractive is another thing.
No. Before you get to the lose, the party because before na party no Lucy Domo, the party lost popularity way back in 2020. Way back in 2020.
Before 2020.
What do I say? Because the nature of the impunity na and the num coin, a lorry coin, a school coin. I do before me omwana ye pa Nana Akufo-Addo chow say convert wo mumma yen ko sell lie say ye beto aba mumma yen ko sell lie say ye renew register or see to hell with you upo ye beto ye be new register umpo ye be new register woko wo nyame na frɛ wo enye me Nana Akufo-Addo na wa force obia. You have subjected Ghanaians into this, making you the king, not even the president, the king, because what you say was final. Yenti obia. That arrogant posture, that posture na Nana Akufo-Addo edubu maino enu bia na Afenyo markings see as majority as majority to minority, micro minority. And even so, no, he is trying to wash off his hands as if say, oh no one did boni bia.
So I don't ever fire as majority leader.
That's it.
And I don't call minority. And I do micro minority.
Good.
Still PK friend or Sahini.
So we share marking posture. Dear, no political activist would want to associate himself or herself to. Commander, the policies of NPP at the time from 2020 up to 2024, the policies now almost implemented here. Where they say now the Ghanaian really wanted such policies to drive them to the promised land, and now it was just being imposed. Another thing now. Emma NPP co-opposition, Emma NDC Lucy Edom, Emma NDC, Emma NPP lost a lot of seats, leading to an attractive post symbol now for NPP. One, your friend saying, E-Levy. Number one, E-Levy. E-Levy make NPP unpopular. E-Levy. Make NDC NPP unpopular to the extent say, Ubo NPP D ewo market, ewo lorry station, ewo hifa biya. Unfe yi bebo.
Reaction
nye utna trotro mo reactions. Utna year taxi no reactions. Utna ye uko job biya ununam no ubo NPP D bebo. Simply because of E-Levy. Yam passing, yam passing. The king of our time say yam po be passing. Ampaya passing. What is the results? The results is 1.7 billion difference. That's the results. Abraham may pass this particular bill, no. Afenyo markings no wahi. Only the majority leader. And that's hypocrisy. No wahi. Today you are talking about an attractive of your party. I shall say for him. Then I want him say NPP ne unattractive. Then those days are you never passes our bill no way. Why not pushes our bills no? And what was he thinking? Abraham will lobby say, oh, my passing no. Say, what was he thinking? Young friend on Twitter. Yambra COVID levy. COVID. Abra, we are seeing na COVID attack. It was only Ghana. You see, you bet ya COVID levy. Abra, ye ni COVID biu. Commander, see idea obi any biu. Everybody in IT.
That's right.
Everybody know what is happening. Oh my Ghana. Unti means see me ma biu mu. Because obi ma oti Accra FM. Obi mu oti Accra FM. Nia honto be kabiano, nia haruna be kabiano, nia commander be kabiano. Eko mosu. Live and color. Ye for kwa commander. You see emission tax. Emission levy. Why not proposing emission levy? Why not lobby for emission levy to be passed? And you're Afenyo markings as majority leader.
Yeah.
Dear Nasasa, I don't understand. What has changed? The posture of Samuel Oku is the same posture Papa Esha said, no, because he's going to apportion blames on Omoana Omo power, Omo Abemo, because Yebeka said, Onu de no ye MP as majority leader no ni, but Okahu, Onu Nama ye passing e-levy, COVID levy, emission taxes ni na any day betting tax. Where mo na mutual taxes no? Catch betting tax. Where mo na muti? Menu, wa ko beti da. Enya ma mu no. Enya students no. Ah o mu be e check o mo half hour school. Say wa be bet, wa be wo di tax atoso. Abra wo ye hwi, but wo ji to. Afi we see if care is not taken. When the youth loses trust and confidence in the politician, he must be checked, he must be arrested, because a year or kind of crime. It's an inciting comment.
Yeah.
When the youth loses confidence and trust, they can take actions or they can take. Well, who are you warning? Now we are where? Afenyo, where? I'll bet my bear. Ever to a Ghanaian for. Abra na yakacha say we are majority, we are minority, we see the we are minority. To hell. Mem ko yan ko biom yan mem ko tena ho to fia ko. Sisi akwasi say. Oh Eva, wa tena ho. Look at this hypocrisy. Afenyo margins should let the sleeping dog lie. He should not.
No, but now they need to do everything to protect their micro minority.
That's
the
it.
party.
But
party Nigu. That is the reality.
The party has become a pressure group. It's not a political party anymore. By its actions and inactions, a pressure group. It's on paper say NPP a political party, but by its actions, Afenyo Martins is leading a pressure group. Yachi Ukrofo and say, hey, Gana Yanko demonstrate. Say a pressure group. Afenyo Martins' leadership has turned NPP parliament into a pressure group. It's high time they redesigned and restructure so that Afenyo Martins would go back seats and let the Nyasafuo lead the NPP. Say, if only we want a strong oppositioner, Afenyo Martins should not be leading them. I'm telling you. Because Afenyo is a hypocrite, big time hypocrite. And I'm giving a hint to NDC4. Say, this is somebody who, in his own backyard, and I'm giving you, I don't want to say it, Minimpa say Afenyo Martins is under dealing with NDC4. I know.
Yeah.
NDC4 should be very careful. Today, how do we become leaders of a political party? We take inspirations from what? Today's leadership. Afenyo Martins can never be a case study at all in our world politics. At all. He's a criminal, in quote. I don't want to say he's becoming a but his actions portray him. Let's find a way to diagnose the people we give power to. We share NPP and NDC. The only difference between these two political parties is Baku Esronyame, Baku Sronyame. NDC Sronyame, but NPP, the leadership of NPP, a lot of them, do now Sronyame. And thank God, and until now, I'm fighting Baumia say no. I'm telling you. Because Ushe near Ekosu and the people who are vying to become the leaders of NDC, the NPP, no. Sure? Your friend saying, Papa, Canada, Japan, bar record. Papa, now, Professor onto Ghana for Japan,
Brian
Champon, another Bobu, Baumiansu, who Google the Dia, and Tronkwan. Sisiano, why not lady? NPP is confronted with two challenges. two devils. So they have to look for the lesser devil so that they can get a formidable team. Afenyo Markins should leave parliament or the leadership position so that people are who would fear God and lead us to somehow as a check on this current government. And yes, Afenyo Markins NPP for Omui, Afenyo Markins is duly under deals with NDC, which is very bad as a leader. And now can me say memfa about near Sabija Fikoye.
Yeah, you want to man me na mudi ato straight. Okay. All right. So Yenia Minka, who is the spokesperson for Good Board online also. Aja akwaba.
Bobie.
Aja.
Me do so. Na bibia boko de.
Eradi adom na we.
Nyame na daruma.
Ami ena yesi Gold Board motu anamon ba ko efa galamsey ya nyina ye ni abrin ho na lawyer Sami Jemfia odano CEO de eniema kakra akoche on to se frɛ yini se Naimus. Okay, so na me pacho Naimus no nifu you know they say
A National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat. And on the say Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.
Ora Abua.
Honorable Emmanuel
Kofi Bua. Okay.
That's the NHN.
So breaking it down, my then inform decision. Thereby near man amode ekoye and the impact in fighting the galamsey.
Okay, so it's very simple. On fait, a bad Gold Board is just a woman, you get a man, and get back with you, the beers you can cook on free, and as well beers can cook on you two free back. Now, I don't know you as an agency and penny for a tenant say, or brana, you team brano, a cozy bra, Gold Board, and you might, yashati, a bedroom, and so and one thing I say, the best shot operationalize it. Now we will become assembly abishia, but they are the a check cross a year, the basse, the best shot here to an amoa, a bebwama or my gun and doom and swat. So Gold Board pursue tracing you, the years I go on you 2 free by ya, the bit with the answer as your book. I can say, you can cook all the you to work on password. It and net Gold Board at the cigar. 5 million Ghana cedis, and I feel so Toyota Hilux, Toyota Hilux 5 at the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat here. You can't hear one name of C. Now donation ceremony no possible. La share Capital, and a former Bank of Ghana time. Now a whole and a chief executive officer. Emma Ghana Gold Board, Ura Samigency, and the tools that say, Sa donation ya ye, way a year, 1 year, first one down in the deep, and the chairman saying in our say, yet the Yahoo ding tie a year, I say Yahoo do what you want, so the quantia, our bonnie sway first a year from a good year. I think so, a Brahma Gold Board midden the night. It's from ye a basic crack. Ye gina so a dinka. Because also LBMA standards now a year you should be a said that you know near Omujina Mano and no near Bayano. I dear back very keen on a traceability, another sustainable mine and another gold mined under sustainable manner. I idea we are very keen on. Na many of Bobie, Mammy Churchill, say, LBMA standards, Okama, Woodwa, Omuni, Omonshi, and the swat. The baby, no, so Musica Cocono, a bedroom man swat, a bayard the swat. Into my Ghana, and now say, young person, ye bedroom and pen swano. Ah, you think a hopper, and what's he do with there, whatever to ye, Eba Mayer, Eba Bayard this way, and nothing I've been here. The baby to sound among way, the big trip here to Krubia, and after 20 and Dawa, ɛma kwan ma obi tu fam agudie ɛwɔ kwan bɔne soɔ ɛtinyɛ name of nkwana yɛbɛba abɛsupport wɔ mu sɛ wobɛkan a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nanu yɛ no ɛberɛ na yɛpa yɛ task force ho ɛntoma no wɔhyɛɛ sɛ ɛho abɛhia sɛ yɛn nso yɛbɛtu anammɔ na yɛnkwaeɛ ahodoɔ a yɛnam sika kɔkɔɔ kwan bɔne soɔ ɛtu a yɛasɛe no yɛn nso yɛbɛtumi de ahoɔden ɛtu anammɔ ne aboa na yɛsɛ siesie na aba ne tenabere ɛdadaa mu and nanu wɔ Kempinski Hotel the boss kasa owura Samigem kasa lawyer wɔ kasa no wɔdan na bi sɛ some 1,000 hectares of a year forest reserves a yɛasɛe no board when you yɛ yɛba abɛtu anammɔ na yɛaboa na yɛtumi asa siesie ama saa kwaeɛ na ananka wɔte yɛkora ɛnɛ yɛde galamsey asɛe no yɛsa aba ahwɛ amena ba yɛtena berɛ dadaa mu eti enye saa sika yi a yɛde ma kɛkɛ but nneɛma ahodoɔ pii wɔ hɔ a yɛde toto akwan ma ɛbɛboa ama ɔko no a yɛko atia galamsey no ɛtumi asi pii adeɛ baako a ɛno nso bɛma atie kɔ adwene aba so ɛyɛ saa traceability asɛm yi a yɛgɛn yɛbɛ employ technology anaasɛ yɛbɛfa abɛɛfo kwan so through some initiatives yɛbɛ implement in the coming months no ɛno no bɛyɛ adeɛ a yɛbɛgyina so ama yɛtumi hu baabi asiki or yɛdidi dwa bia no ɛfiri ba but even under the current situation with the way a yɛastructure ɛkwan a yɛfa so di gold ho dwa ɛwɔ man Ghana data ɛfa ɔmo di dwa no ho nyinaa no ɛwɔ yɛn nsɛm baabi a ɔmo kɔtɔ ɔmo sika kɔkɔɔ no nso ɛwɔ yɛn nsɛm ɛti sɛ yɛ ahwɛyɛ a ɛyɛ traceability responsible mining, yes, responsible sourcing of gold, here said you're making, then it is obvious that with that data, you bet to have really down when who the BSC will be a free bar. But our technology now make one of them. Yet the become one, a beba the shelter and a montoe mono, a mukina, amasa, a year, the Kakokwa is in Bonnes one, and Mamma Frappa Penim. Emma yɛnkɔnya din bɔne ɛwɔ dwama so ɛma yɛ sika kɔkɔɔ no ɛmbɛyɛ adesoa ɛwɔ yɛ so because gold board botae ne sɛ yɛ sika kɔkɔɔ a yɛde di dwa wɔ Ghana ha ɛne nni a yɛde kɔ amanɔne through export no ɛwɔ sɛ mfasodeɛ kɛseɛ ɛfiri wo ba ɛma Ghanafoɔ nyinaa.
Megye di sɛ owura Amaboa ɔmo ɛde mo nneɛma no bɛyɛ adwuma pa na ɛso abamfa so minim say we no timelines bia na ho.
Oh, we no timelines bia now, but I mean we did it out of again say senior neniabre at the minister no neniabre and official so ya hodo o neniabre so bedi galamsey hu twum no ye de sa emwa we emwa sɛ be ya obukombe are omo.
Okay. Ya da se bebre se oni akasa ena nwumre.
Me so be da se pi ni akwanya no. Onto me chia.
Yo, onto ajiwo so live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show. Yeah, come on for say up to date estate and construction. Omo jina omo na so pa afibia afiwe no mu di omo anniversary. Yearly anniversary. Now, the woman say, "Ama woman says here, omo ton
You own this room as president, for example.
Yeah.
You own this room, but say a kura wo demo ha. We are landlord no e kura no. Won't me who no da.
Yeah,
but we are landlord.
Yeah.
That's how galamsey activities are. Say they know the loopholes, but who think crime? We say we be kwa kwasi galamsey who nim hwi. But what you need to do is stakeholder engagement. The galamsey, the person who is under the pit, he is part of the stakeholder. Don't go and call the chief. I'm going for a chief, no. Say I wouldn't even better answer. That chief not the obey. Some no see chief no. And I know yen fun casa and the Juma. Masa, the president will never succeed. And that is one thing I like about the responsive mining. The responsive mining will bring every So we go school, one go school, who the brana for what dream bra. How to tackle it. And this is what this government has started to do. And I think say, Governor, say ye more mumrea a idea ebeboa. Now so no share how we can. It's not about livelihood empowerment program.
Yeah.
Among for omuko efom, among for no mududo cocoa ni rubber plantations ni ekeka hono nyina no. We have lost over 5 million acres as a result of galamsey. So what I will say is say the Sami Jamfini, Lands Natural Minister, should come up to see how they can bring these stakeholders together. Not only these 5 million and 5 pickups, but also to bring them on board and then give them that skill training so that they can do responsible mining.
All right. Yeah, video of I feel so near that's what your class 1. Mama more ambassador you must want mudi mama chia me penny from no more chia na me chia atifu a oni ahwefo ono agibrani adaje tie enwumre. I think say nkomo a yesi de ne nam ho apaso no ono na edi no nkomo and then something significant towards the fight against illegal mining by the Ghana Gold Board or Ura Samedian Fidano and on air some Cassia Dapaso linking our ministry. You better Ura Samedian Fee and in a pamphlet in the Juma Fun in our say indeed. Yes, say Sabu young cotton do one and Jesse and cotton by be a free quambone so. Omba Buama Etimia said a bear. Sika kono de ebeto sika ko ndi betu de mo me betu no kwampaso a ebenya free kwampaso a e de kodwama so asembia ni o se na menua panini minka echeche mu no embre bi ya abeso wiase afana nyina wade bi ade kodwama so otimi kire ba bi efri se free kwampaso na se free kwampaso e kro no de ana anya kro no de kwan ya ofa so di nyae no etoto nipa bi abrabo ase ana etoto nipa bi abrabo ase mofra na odi omkoye adwumade no nyae child labor all those things are come to play when we are talking about traceability ni ade mre bi na yekoku ene yakakakra na ade ache so amana be wi sika kokko ni efoma gudie tuo eno nti say good board ba on board na wabeboa na womu a eka omonko na omodo fudi penti putting all of us in danger ne kakra omenyanti ye nyina ye say da bi eno de mambosem eno de nyaadwene pa eno de emmo oman eno ntini ye tu omo so sa na oman tin so kokko nkyere omo no na ko no so akoye te say ye kwachi bodamfo ba agofo nkyere no eno ntini ho be hia say all agencies and all other government institutions there will be that coordination and it's a good board though asset the pace not just say ne kwan so no say ombe boa na yetimi atu ade de bia me ba me ka kire say abra President Kufuor the NPP kofa kotobe kumba LI 2462 by even forest guards security guards are no more to whom by they review them. And most of them are no more permanent structures in the forest reserves that or mere permanent stay or they are the end. And they present true Naimusono, you establish permanent structures at all endemic districts in this country. Of fire also they are not just it comes at a cost. Because at every district at least there was only a pickup or more prison. And the last time we checked, we are talking about not less than 96 districts in this country. Now we'll be having a pick up back or cry. Say who here say we need to mobilize more revenue towards the fight against illegal mining. Said the be I didn't yanko brabre ni ko twitwa so manan zamba fefen woye. Ne mum ye bi to asese hu na ya fa no to mapafra. Minya Penny Harun raised a very important point. Yeah, kai nyina ofa hefa no omoko. Just a few months ago near Wabrewen cry. Subri kwa bre to vin ya bokuru ato ne dia Wabrewen cry. Ni pampim dunia che odru ache eko was headquarters.
Nyasum kuma.
Ya sikuro no dwere all these 10,000 and over people have flee. Hefa no omoko. Just another 3 days ye ko kwa bre to bi eben ankobra. Ewura ho about 300 structures ya shiri nyina nipa ya displace more than 3,000 omo ko hifa. So if you are not careful, if you are not careful, you end up solving one problem but creating more than two. And until the minister near say they introduce the responsible cooperative mining because nipa be our brabum. There are that moment where you can turn your adversities into advantage. And maybe why no me pa, but send your best sankra and any bit mama na the amount. And yes, mining sector hono e be create sustainable job amamrante. But this time, yen fra no ntoma, yen fa ngina pen papa. Na yen manu si echi ba so nko a, ye be bo mo ye no kwampa so through technical training and all of that. Into responsible cooperative mining so idea and I'm going to offer enya group be bosumi ni de offer ase enya dia madam me the national coordinator any penifo hwe na no na yakwa koduru honorable Clement Park fumbisi aye ko krobi from Kadima and also Blue Star North aye honorable Agaga honom na these are some of the untold stories of Anyama you go through just to save the Ghanaian people no kremu na at least winning this battle in our lifetime no and also but any na the better thing to people feel say nothing has been done or very little has been done I don't see you best share Ghana for nyina say yes many man penny adwene many urama kofi bu ayadwene say this is not a sprint but a marathon say bi dua edin fia dua na ya chia of would mean father kroba continent no. The decay has festered for long.
No, I didn't think of you too. I didn't say no.
That's right. That's right.
I didn't say.
That's right.
You know what I want to ask you?
Because me bizarre. Every before Mokasa say and I know ya na Afao Hill, Subri, Tano Nibri, official tablet, Jimra extension. Na galamsey for Jaboswa. Ghana cannot enter. Today, all those forests has been repossessed. And then one for while we are Rastos na the sister station so said the presence of blue water amongst Ukrainian shall say that these are untold stories thought that crowd your own kokwa to muda the own concern who down or can
but you know so the okay say your untold stories are wrong because you know, you tria your taxes. Your taxes na mode ye.
That's right.
Sabe mo amokwa ba mu no bia no okofa na sika free say me de kwa kobuba. So those things timemufo no eye de because they care. Say me tria tax am say me hu say me tax no.
Empirically.
Yeah de
That's
we.
right. That's right.
So
me know you have been offer.
I'm saying stories no munja na muntori ye.
When I say untold story, I mean to say sometimes you don't put camera when you're at war. You allow the results to show.
But you see,
it's Bianca. Your reclamation. Not that create the moko. Oh, I had it. Not this was the before. This is the after. But say what qua? Giddy only galas with the camera.
Say mom kwa anya war na moko. Me say ejuma mo ye no. Mama o moufu. Of fire be
the summer pepe. You be the summer pepe. I think even with the government platform, the government accountability series, and also a big platform at the ministry level, so yes, we have institute an agency-based accountability series. Every now and then, it's a minerals commissioner, I know about the OAS, a boundaries commissioner, a forestry commissioner. Then you know that transparency in serving the people of Ghana. No, I found too much power. And you know, state of emergency is not an end in itself. State of emergency should be seen as a last resort, and we should bear in mind say nintansa enam. Meno can say out of 16 regions in this country, 12 of them are mining regions. It's also a declared state of emergency in mining regions. There, there's been state of emergency in 12 regions. Now I can't name. It means bringing almost life to a standstill in 12 regions of this country. Look at the economic impact. And yes, it must sound nice in the ears, but like the president said, until say, prove say, oh, we have much to believe, say, and she said, Pagua me Arini and Adi Sao Kun Sunkunim. And Ghana for entirety. This is an 8 months old government. Megidi said the abo waka no pe bi aya na osuro senso. Eye ne omuhu no fie wotwe mu na toda na ehu bi abom. But they should be rest assured. Say adwuma no ye de ahya wo mu a omunim densa. Adwuma no ye de ahya wo mu a omu akoma pansa. Adwuma no hye wo mu a omu adwempa for minus. Ghana for that one. We are not saying say blindly support us. Where there is a need to criticize, yes, they will trust Anokra or say when you say when there is a need to constructively criticize, do so. Now see Adakra Yeni but blind criticisms to tarnish image, to win political capital. I know the more. They said now no union be cover camera. I don't know say excavator be cover bintino. Mahama may excavator over that without speaking to any official at the ministry. And we say no amount of disclaimer message can erase that animguasia or the abano. And the minister Jin money in an answer back contract what say or best yes. Central for a who be here some boy a chia or momoyechi. And who be here as a will be secretary in a mumbisa. Name mum your best say more platform, no. My platform is not just for criticisms, it's also for education purposes. You know, engagement idea. Maybe call Blue Sun off. Now we zo ti Accra FM, we ti One FM, we ti One FM. No meaning na ye be boa. I'm say o man be fan to my boyfriend ye be dim could offer. And that's be nyamisha.